Hey guys, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today I want to show you something very important when it comes to your MS170 and MS180 chainsaw. And what I'm going to show you today is very critical when you do a certain type of repair on this saw, because if you don't follow my instructions today, you could wreck your chainsaw, or it could be so expensive to repair that it may not even be worth fixing. So I'm going to get right into it, guys, and I actually have a chainsaw here on the bench that people brought in, and they did exactly what I will show you today that you should not do. And what I'm talking about here is where the choke lever attaches into the body of the saw. What I tend to see a lot is people try to work on their saws themselves. They go to pop off the choke lever to remove the carburetor and stuff like that. And in the process, they end up breaking the plastic part here where the choke lever sits right in. And you can see it very well over here. It's broken. That's why the choke lever on this saw here is all loose. And the other end of the choke lever goes right through this hole right here. This part here usually never breaks, but it's always over here that people break it. And here's another saw here. This is an MS180C. It's the same thing. It's made the same. And you can see right here that the choke lever on this one is in properly. So it's this small little part here that ends up breaking. So what I'll do here is just quickly show you how to remove it without breaking that part. I'm going to spray a bit of liquid wrench on it first. It does help a bit. And I like to remove the choke linkage before I remove it. So what I do is I put a flat screwdriver right underneath the choke arm, and then I pry upwards. You can see how easily it came out of that hole with no extreme resistance. And that's because I was pushing straight up where the hole exits. That's why it's really important that you don't push backwards, because you will break the small plastic piece here. So again, here it is when it's properly removed. You've got this part all intact. When it wasn't removed properly, half the part's broken off, so that choke lever will not sit in there again. And now what I'm going to do is show you how to reinstall this part and the choke linkage without breaking this or any of the other parts. And now to reinstall this part, I first align it in the hole over here. And I'll be careful with the switch spring right here. Make sure it's out of the way. You don't want to bend that. If you bend it too much, it'll wreck your switch. So if you position it like this, and then position the choke arm right here so that this inner part between the arm and the outer part of the arm goes right above the small plastic piece. And you can lube it up again if you want. And then I just push it down until you hear it click. Just like that. Now everything's on properly. Now to reinstall the choke linkage, shove it into the choke arm. Line up the part on the carb here. And once it's in like that, it's installed correctly and no parts are broken. And once you're done, you want to test everything. Try out the choke as well. And remember on these saws that to get the choke fully on, you have to depress the throttle trigger to get it all the way down. So if you try to push the choke down without depressing the throttle lever, it won't go down. And this is also a reason why people end up breaking stuff in here, is they don't realize you have to be holding the trigger to get it down. And it's the same to get it up. You have to hold down the trigger so that the choke will fully come off. Now it's very critical when you have to remove the choke lever that you do it correctly, guys, because if you end up breaking it like this saw here, you will end up having to replace the whole case underneath, minus the recoil and the handlebars. And it can be a lot of labor because you're going to have to remove all the parts from inside that plastic case. And if you're paying somebody to do that, it's probably not worth doing. And here's an illustrated parts list. It would be this whole part over here that you would need to replace. So it's a major component of the saw itself, and in many cases I just mentioned, it won't be worth fixing if you're paying a mechanic to do it. Especially when you can buy these for $229 in Canada right now in 2022. I'm sure it's cheaper in the United States. So again, these are saws that if you get too much damage, just forget it, just go buy another one. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that I will be saving you some major repairs in the future when you work on your 017, 018, MS170, and MS180 chainsaw. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.